Tanse Nitotem. Hello, my friend. Welcome into Kukum Moon Messages. I'm Nadine, here with your Sacred Medicine card reading, a collective message from the Great Mystery. I'm here in my backyard, in Treaty 6 territory. The snow is slowly melting behind me, the sun is shining. There's some roofers working in the background, so my apologies if you can hear their tools. I kind of have a different setup today. I felt called to draw all of the cards ahead of time. And in that process, I had one card show up. It came up, so I was able to see in advance a bit of the message. So we got card number 27 here, Dragonfly, which speaks of illusions. And to me, I'm getting this sense of rekindling the flame that's tied to your power. And so I'm excited to see what the other cards have to say. Oh, and I'm just noticing that I forgot my clarification deck. It's interesting. So something that I was planning to use, but we will make do without. So maybe that has an underlying message that this reclamation of power has to do with making do with what you have right in front of you, and maybe letting go of this need, like you need something more to begin or carry forward. You know, whatever you're being called to. And Spirit, I guess, with this short message before we even get into it, is trying to say you have everything you need right here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So before we get into the rest of the cards, as usual, we will begin in a good way. So feel free to pause the video right now. If you would like to go grab your own offering, you can join along with me. I have some tobacco here that I'm just going to begin a little prayer with. Creator, please accept this offering of tobacco as a sign of my gratitude for this day and moment of connection. I'm so grateful for whatever messages await in the cards today. And I just pray that Great Mystery's words today, ripple out in all directions towards all my relations, and that whoever receives this message today may find some hope or some healing, some spark that helps them take that next step forward. And Creator, I just thank you for the wisdom and the offerings that are about to come through in this reading, and for my purpose and my part in sharing this message. I thank you. Hi. And next we will clear our space and our minds, bodies, spirits with some sacred sage. So Creator, I want to thank you for these sacred medicines. Thank you to Mother Earth who nurtured them, and Father Sky who brought them rain. Thank you to Muslim Sun who shared his life force energy, and to Kukum Moon who bestowed her wisdom in their darkness. Sacred Sage, I thank you for sacrificing your life to share your medicine here with me. Please know you are here to cleanse our bodies, minds, spirits, and emotions of all negativity, low frequencies, and unwanted attachments. You're here to set us free from anything that does not serve our highest good and the good of all our relations. Hi. Creator, please cleanse our minds of all negativity, so we may think in a good way. Cleanse our eyes of all negativity, so we may see in a good way. Cleanse our ears of all negativity, so we may listen in a good way. Cleanse our hearts of all negativity, so we may feel in a good way. And cleanse our bodies of all negativity, so we may walk forward in a good way. And then finally, I'm just going to give gratitude to this sacred sweetgrass. And sweetgrass, please know that you are here to invite unconditional love, compassion, and kindness into this space, so we may honor the spirits who have joined us, as well as ourselves who have showed up to receive. Before I get into the cards, I feel like there is a message. Everything that happens during a reading, has some kind of message or meaning to me. And so I feel called to share that in order to light this smudge out here, I had to choose a certain candle holder, which is kind of this human offering, the bowl, the candles in there. And it's a little bit breezy out here. And so I had to choose this specifically because it's like this. The spine, the back of this holder is actually protecting the flame so that I could smudge. And so I feel like there's a bit of power in this dragonfly card coming out, speaks of reclaiming power that was once lost. And so it's sort of like this time of turning your back to the things that are holding you back at this time in order to protect that flame, that inner passion that is nudging you in a certain direction. And so dragonfly is already coming through to ask you to stand tall and to be firm with your backbone and turning away from what is trying to dim your light. So let's see what the Muses of the East are coming here through with card number 39, Clan, Animal, Totem, and Claiming. So the cards from the East are telling us things that we are opening up to, new beginnings, clarity that we are receiving at this time, and so claiming, coming through, reclaiming that power that we gave away or was stolen, that we were tricked out of possibly. Before we get into the message, I will continue to see what cards. So coming in from the south, we've got card number 7, Medicine Wheel. Speaking to cycles and movement, this is coming upright, and the cards from the south tell me things that we need to work towards. It's the area of our adolescence, of the goals or the passions, the work that we feel responsible to carry out. And so this cycles and movement is telling me that there has been a period of stagnation, and that some work is needing to be done to start moving, which is not something that Spirit wants you to be shameful of. I feel like Spirit in a way wants to commend you for allowing yourself to slow down. And Spirit is almost showing me that if you have been taking rest or stepping back from what you think you should be doing, that time or that stagnation, this illusion of stagnation, is actually a process that allowed your backbone to become stronger, and so that you may step into this phase of movement and reclaiming. So let's move on to the cards from the west. 2 cards popped out, both coming in upright. We've got card number 6, Wisdom and Beaver, and card number 38, Star People and Universal Knowledge. Beaver and Wisdom. Beaver works hard for his community. day in and day out doing what's necessary to protect the waters, your emotions, and to provide homeostasis for the community. Beaver is, one of those builders that really helps the environment to thrive. And so beaver coming in with this 38 star people universal knowledge is beginning to tell me that the work that you do no, let me find these words correctly. This universal knowledge in the beaver is really tying in with the illusions of the dragonfly, that there is movement, and they're really, really, really wanting to emphasize the movement of the spine and you standing tall. And that the West, with these coming in upright in the West, is telling me that we are needing to let go of something, I guess, an outdated way of carrying yourself is what I'm seeing. And that there has been information coming in, or there will be information coming in soon about a new way to stand tall and a new way to share your work or your medicine or your efforts, so that I'm seeing the ripples getting bigger. So these watery ripples are reaching new lands is sort of what I'm seeing. That beaver has the capability of working with the standing people and tree medicine. The trees are willing to sacrifice, and the beaver puts in the work and has the ability to change the landscape with the tree that he falls. And depending on where he places that tree, he or she places that tree, allows the waters to flow. So this can be, collective readings. I try to read kind of cryptically because everyone is, in their own situations, has their own story to tell. And so you have a bit of responsibility in this reading to place yourself in the story that I'm sharing. And so you are a beaver that has an opportunity to place a tree, an offering, place your work in a new place, like in a new position or way that is going to flood the landscape so that your ripple effect can reach further. I hope this makes sense to you. I'm going to move on to the card from the North, which came out sideways. Old Man, Sorcerer of the North, card number 21. Messages from the North are, our medicine, wisdom from our ancestors, healing that is coming our way. But coming in sideways is this disruptor. So it's kind of this liminal space where you have received clarity. The dragonfly's wings share this color and this luminosity and this transparency. And this transparency that you are standing in right now, which I can see that Spirit is showing me, you have this really clear vision of who you were and who you are becoming, but you are standing in this liminal space right now with clear reflection, and you are being gifted these new colors and ways of doing things. And like, despite all the noise, maybe you have lots of people telling you what they think you should be doing, and it's like this noise from these roofers is like, the noise isn't even affecting you. You're able to see this new way, this new path, this new area that needs to be flooded, despite all of the outside noise, despite all the distractions. And setting down that work, that you thought you needed to do, because you are standing in this moment of clarity. You are claiming what? Let's look onto this next card. Work with a purpose. Elder bee coming in upside down. So is this, it's a really, it's a very dynamic feeling that I'm getting, because obviously the flowers aren't in bloom, the bees are only just starting to wake up. And you are the bee right now, so you are in this moment of waking up and claiming your power. But Spirit wants you to know that that work is still important. Although it may seem quiet, it may seem still, this work is powerful. There is a buzz even in the silence of this clarity that you are receiving. Perhaps you're a little bewildered by what you're seeing, or by where you're being called, action that you are feeling inspired to take. Let's check out this middle message. Express your love, coming in from your higher self. So look at this masculine and feminine praising this tree. And this tree can't help me think back to this beaver. And that Spirit really wants to emphasize that there is a specific, so this tree is the offering, but there is a very intentional space that you are meant to disrupt in order for those waters, in order for your intuition to reach where it's meant to. But we are in this time right now, you can see right behind me, where the waters are just thawing. And we are finally sort of waking up from that slumber and that reflection that winter offers. And water is so dynamic. And it can reach many different states. And so this is, if I'm honest, this This feels like a really uncomfortable position to be in. This is an area of compression where you have accepted the ways in which you have made yourself small. Where you have seen and learned from I'm just seeing this, that you've given a space of yourself for other people, and you're not willing to do that anymore. That you've sat in this uncomfortable space long enough that, like, you have no other choice but to start moving. Spirit is showing me Tin Man, and that he was, he got stuck and is needing that oil to move. And that oil in this instance is that water. And so this change in state of your emotions, or this change in state of your intuition, the direction that you have been called to, there is something that needs to be dismantled and laid down in order for that lubrication, that water to reach the dry areas that are just waiting to be quenched so that they can move again. And again, I don't have my cards to clarify, and so it's sort of like this message of Spirit is not coming to save you with any answers right now. We've had a long winter to hear the stories and to see the outline for the chapters ahead. And Spirit is saying now is the time to make the move and prove that you are ready to take your power back. It's time to move out of this liminal space. Birds cawing over there, and right at that moment I really saw, my eye went to this raven, this crow at the top of the world. And through that, Spirit wants me to correct myself a little bit, that they are not willing to offer the answers in the way that you typically receive, or the ways that you want to receive. And if you are looking for answers at this time, if you are looking for that motivation, that oil to give your joints so that the Tin Man can start moving again, that the only answers that Spirit is willing to offer you right now is through the natural world. So get out of your house, get out in the sun, look at the clouds, observe the birds, be aware of the animals that you are seeing, and be still with nature if you are still unsure. Perhaps a clear, starry sky is just what you need to receive the guidance that is going to let you know which tree to fall. This is so cryptic, but it feels like an invitation. An invitation to step up, stand tall, and just move through the discomfort. Honor the discomfort, Because right now you are, I don't know why it's escaping me right now, but what was the Tin Man after? Because one was after, you know, a heart and a brain. Was it courage? And for some reason, I can't place which one the Tin Man was looking for. And so perhaps that is what you need to decipher for yourself. As a collective reading, we all may be searching for something. And so that's up to you to fill in that blank. You know, you are in this moment where you are able to offer yourself the medicine that's needed to start moving again. And just down the yellow brick road, I feel like saying, do not be fooled by the illusion that the wizard offers you. And so that is maybe a bit of protection that Spirit wants to offer and surround you with at this time. Do not be fooled by what the wizard has to offer you, and that is coming down the pipeline right now. So beware of the false illusions that are going to try to dismantle your power, because what you have to offer is the real magic. So you're on a hunt right now. I really feel, you know that you are reclaiming your power. Get out in nature to get some clarity on what tree and where that tree needs to go to flood the gates, so you can begin to flow. Cryptic message. I hope this makes sense for you. If you want to share how this resonated with you in the comments, I would love to know, because this is what felt a little bit chaotic, and that's okay. That's okay. Keep moving. I hope that you saw yourself in this reading. I hope it offered you a little bit of course correction for your journey ahead. And I just want to say thank you for being here. And I hope to read for you again soon. Take care. Hi.